Hi everyone. It's cold and rainy here in occupied Northern California, but perhaps, there's some good news out there finally. I said perhaps. I don't know whether to believe it, but Dr. Fauci says New York data suggests coronavirus turnaround. This is a piece by Charlie Spearing at Breitbart. He reports, Dr. Fauci confirmed at the White House on Monday that new data from New York were showing promising signs of turning around the rise in coronavirus cases. Fauci cited the number of hospitalizations and admissions to intensive care leveling off in the last 3 days in New York as positive news. The statistics were also shared with Governor Cuomo. Quote, everybody who knows me knows that I am very conservative about making projections, but those are the kinds of good signs that you look for, Fauci said, adding, that's the first thing you see when you start to see the turnaround. Fauci notably shared optimism voiced by President Trump, Vice President Pence, and Governor Cuomo about the numbers, but warned the American people not, I repeat, not to declare victory prematurely and urged to continue to keep the policies of social mitigation going. We hope we are seeing a leveling off in the hottest spots of them all. So we will see, Trump said. I don't want to talk about Trump here. Fauci said that New York numbers were a key indicator as deaths from the virus skyrocketed in the region in recent weeks. If Americans continued practicing the federal guidelines, he said, other metropolitan areas could avoid the same high numbers as New York City. He praised the American people for their efforts and said that social distancing was working, quote, I don't think anyone has ever mitigated the way I'm seeing people mitigate right now, he said, noting he was cautiously optimistic about bringing the number of projected deaths down going forward. Dr. Birx cautioned, and that's the lady with the scarf standing behind Trump and Fauci, however, that sometimes weekend numbers were difficult, unquote, to interpret properly. And I wrote, could be good news. As Dr. Fauci said, we'll have to wait and see. This is the kind of news, however, that could send the markets sky high. That may be why they said it, and we will see how the market opens Tuesday morning. Hilton American Express to provide 1 million rooms to medical workers. This is a story by Nate Church at Breitbart. He reports, let me just scroll up a little bit there. Hilton and American Express announced on Monday that they have partnered to offer up to 1 million rooms to tired medical workers. Hilton, supported by 10 medical associations, will host the medical professionals on the front lines of the war against the coronavirus, officially classified COVID-19 by WHO, from April 13th through the month of May. Rooms will be paid for by either of the two companies or donated by the local owner of a given location. Quote, during the crisis, we have seen so many examples of medical professionals working in the most challenging circumstances, sacrificing their own needs for the greater good, Hilton President and CEO Christopher Nassetta said in a statement. They truly are heroes, unquote. The ability to have a place to self-isolate from family members during the height of the pandemic's virality is a major step towards reducing stressors on the already desperately overtaxed medical workers, saving lives in the field day and night. The rooms will be staffed by paid employees with extended health and safety training and will be regularly sanitized. But Hilton is not alone in its efforts. 15,000 other hotels have signed on with Hospitality for Hope, an American Hotel and Lodging Association initiative that helps both the medical population find needed sanctuary and otherwise empty hotels to keep the lights on. Knowing there is a safe, clean, and comfortable hotel room waiting for you at the end of a long shift can make all the difference in the world right now. American College of Emergency Physicians President William Jackie said of the Hilton and American Express initiative in a statement. And I wrote, it will also keep them away, of course, from family members and friends if they're carrying the virus, and thus save more lives. Political correctness gone insane. Michigan State University lists acceptable names for Chinese virus. That's my version of title by Alana Mastrangelo at Breitbart. She reports Michigan State University is advising its students use only acceptable terminology when speaking about the Chinese virus, insisting that the Wuhan virus must be referred to as, quote, the novel coronavirus or COVID-19. The school is also encouraging all students to sign a pledge entitled, quote, hate has no home here, unquote. As coronavirus-related death tolls continue to surge around the globe, Michigan State University has prioritized informing students to be careful about their choice of words in a campus-wide email sent to staff, faculty, and students. Michigan State is recommending that people refer to the Wuhan, got it right that third time, coronavirus as, quote, the novel coronavirus, SARS-CoV-2 or COVID-19, according to a report by the Morning Watch. Use the correct term for the virus, insists the university in its email. No other names are acceptable. The school is also encouraging its campus community to sign MSU's pledge entitled Hate Has No Home Here. The pledge reads as follows. I will work to make sure hate has no home here at MSU. I pledge to do my part in creating and sustaining a welcoming and inclusive environment at MSU. I pledge to not commit acts of hate. I pledge to be an active bystander and to prevent and address incidents of hate and bias. In MSU's email, the university also recommends that students stand up to racist and dog whistle speech. What the hell is dog whistle speech? That they hear others engaging in on campus, as well as stand up against the denigration of anyone in our Asian Pacific Islander Desi American community. What the heck is Desi American? Did Desi Arnaz have to do with that? I don't know. As the school insists that it has seen a rise in anti-APIDA racism. Well, APIDA is the Desi American community. Someone will have to explain to me what that is, because I, frankly, have never heard that term before. APIDA? Huh. Included in the email, writes Ms. Mastrangelo, is a link in which students can report instances of hate that they hear on campus to school administrators. A snitch file or a snitch link, a snitch site. Michigan State is not the only school attempting to conflate acknowledging where the Chinese virus came from with hate and racism. Last week, a University of Texas at Austin dean argued that the term Chinese virus is inspiring hateful acts against Asian American students on campus. At the University of Wisconsin-Madison, which, by the way, is about as left-wing as you can get in the United States, administrators condemned a series of anti-China chalk messages that appeared on campus, one of which mentioned the Chinese virus, while another blamed the pandemic on the Chinese government. The University of California at Berkeley recently told students that it is inappropriate for them to use the term Chinese virus. The school also released a set of guidelines which argued that the term projects hatred towards Asian communities, unquote. These sentiments, concludes Ms. Mastrangelo, echo propaganda touted by the Chinese Communist Party, imploring Americans to be careful about their words when speaking about the Chinese coronavirus. And I wrote, political correctness could and probably will take a big hit after this virus is gone. It's already taken a big hit, in my opinion. Thousands of Americans lost their lives because of this Chinese virus. Another in a long line of Chinese viruses like the infamous bird flu, SARS, MERS, and others. I remember the Hong Kong flu. That preceded all of those. They all came from China, and many of them came from eating bats and other exotic creatures or from communist-run labs in China testing for ways to kill masses of humanity. Those pushing political correctness are usually leftists. They can, in my words, bite the big one. That's right. The Dave Levine Show will continue on as an anti-PC broadcast, and so will these podcasts. Thank you for listening. Have a great, great Tuesday. I'm Dave Levine.